Hey Teresa, how are you? Doing great, doing great. Hi Lynetta, how are you? I've seen Illinois play some quad fours. I haven't seen quads played in a long time on pick four in a while. Even though I don't do a lot with pick four, but I mean quads are easily noticeable if you're looking at them. Yeah, yeah, quads are long off, long ways off. It's hard to hit quads. You never know when those are coming. Like I say, triples is my thing. Like I say, I could track those triples just like those eights. Like I was telling everybody, they would do the eights and the threes. I said those are the only triples I was playing, and I had my reason for it because they were opposite of each other. And usually, when a number and it's opposite, you got a 50-50 chance of hitting one or the other if you know neither one is came. And that's the basic principle of the pick-3 at a glance strategy is by tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and knowing what opposites are not played, you have a better chance of winning. And that's usually has been very beneficial to my strategy working with the law average. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you don't know if they're coming. Um, I don't really put my energy into anything that I really, like I said, can't track. And if you don't know when they're coming, like I said, that quads can take a pick-3 number coming straight can take 16 years. So I ain't about to bet on those quads like that, even though they do come. Okay, good for you. Single digits, they tell you a lot also. They tell you a lot. When you're tracking like pick-3, all the positions and the numbers they can fall in, the front pair, back pair, and single digits, you covered all the mechanisms of those pick-3 numbers. And you're not, even when you don't win, you're not surprised or guessing at anything because you know exactly where they're coming from and how they're falling from. And knowing what number is coming. Like I said, the numbers are random. But once you start narrowing them down to the law average, you'll see the numbers do follow the law average. Um, Especially when you do tracking the pairs and you see how the pairs catch up with themselves every month. And some pairs can take 2 to 3 months, even 4 months to hit. But at least you know what's going on. You're not guessing at what's going on with the numbers. Yeah, PICK-3 is easy to follow. It's the only one you really that Once I put my strategy together uh, in a total sequence, I could follow everything, and I became a much better winner. And I felt better because when my number didn't come in, I wasn't jumping on and off the numbers. I knew why it wasn't coming in because I was tracking. And when something else came in, I wasn't really terribly upset because I knew what the numbers were doing. Um, what column it fell off of, how long it's been that it fell off the column. Um, and normally, if I see a column ain't hit in 90 days, that's where my numbers are going to be on. Like column 7 here, that's a good column, a real good column that I'm looking at now. Like I say, you can track them all, but you don't want to put yourself in trying to play them all. You really don't need to do that. You just need to build your bucket list of numbers and see what's going on with them. Now, Illinois, if this column 7, to me, is really going to be my next column that I focus on. See, I'm just focused on these 10 numbers. Let's see, yeah. We had 516 to come out, Illinois' evening draw. Yeah. But it's really, once you start tracking them, it's relatively easy to see what's going on with the numbers in PICK-3. Relatively easy. Because all these here, let's see, and you'll be able to know that this 561 is the opposite of the 016. And you can see off of this column 5 that the 561, but it came up 516. I just mark it off at a glance. That's why I say you can see what's going on with the numbers. And these here is from all being caught up for the whole year. So at a glance, I know exactly what's going on. And I'm looking at all the numbers that haven't fallen yet. Now I can build a strategy and a skill set on how I want to play. So what I do around July and August, here's what I do. With June, middle of the year, I go back, I track everything on the doubles. These are doubles that I tracked for the year, and the triples. And like you see, you only got the ace that fell. Then I go here and I start putting together my actual strategy for the rest of the year of the numbers I'm looking at playing. See, I already know here. Let me see. These here was 3, the 20, the 24, and 27 and failed. But it came 206 when it failed. That 20 hit. Now I got 3 here, 4 really, that I'm looking at. See, I can build a strategy and skill set of the numbers I choose to stick with and play till they come in. And when I back off, I know how to back off. So I'm looking at these here. These 4 here. Excuse me. Hey. Huh? I'm live. Who's that up there? Your dad?
Yeah.
And then here, like these here, I really got my eye on this here. This 01, this 02, and this 08 on the back side. This is the front pair and the back pairs. And then, like I was saying, the other sheet I wanted to show you. These are the numbers and their opposites that I'm looking at, that I put together. This is my strategy. These are my bucket list of numbers that I'm looking at. And so if I pick up this 001 and this 002, I know that this 01 haven't fell on the back and this 02 haven't fell on the back. That's exactly I track evening. Hey, Aaron, how are you? I only track evening, but you can track midday or evening. Try to track midday and evening drains me, and plus I spend a lot of money. I ain't at my best. I'm a night person. I'm just a night person. I know some people are morning people. And so it depends on what you're able to handle. But the main thing is that you're tracking and your data is accurate as you can make it be. You know what I'm saying? But I separate midday from evening. I can just focus better that way. But here, what I do I don't want anything to escape me on midday. Like if I'm really looking at midday at the end of the year, what I'll do for midday. I'll show y'all what I do for midday to win on midday. If I'm playing a number on midday, what I'm looking for, if I can get this paper to straighten out. What I'm looking for, I go to strategy 1, the sheet with the single and the doubles. The single and the doubles. That's strategy number 1, the columns. And what I'll do, I'll go back on midday from the start of the year, and I'll make a sheet out like this for the whole year to see what numbers on midday haven't failed. Okay, now if I see a number that did not fall midday or evening, and I have a reason to want to play it, and it's applicable to me winning, I'll play that one number for midday and evening. Like in Illinois, at one time, I seen that the 5-5 front didn't fall, and it didn't fall midday or evening. The 5-5 on the front, and the 5-5, the 5-1 on the back. See, the 5-5 on the front hadn't played on my front and back sheet, hadn't failed on, like it still haven't failed this year yet. But the 5-5 on the front hadn't failed, and the 5-1 on the back hadn't failed. So 5-5-1 was my number. 5-5-1 was my number to play midday and evening. That was the only number I was playing midday and evening, period. Because if I couldn't play midday, it didn't feel like getting up for midday, I'd just run that 5-5-1 for whatever number of days I could run it. I'd run it straight box for 6 days or 7 days, Illinois. And also I knew that the 551, the number hadn't played period itself, midday or evening. So that was my reasoning for playing them both, and I hit them both, midday and evening. Because I don't just play a different number midday and a different number evening. To me, that, when I used to play that, I didn't understand, that didn't make sense to me. So I started looking, I'll go back and see anything that stands out that I can use. If I'm going to play, I'll play the same number midday and evening. But yeah, I'll go back and do this for, just like when I came over to Illinois. I came over here last year. I think it was middle of June. I went all the way back in Illinois and did this whole sheet like I did to see what numbers are left. Because that's what I'm playing, is the numbers that haven't fallen yet. Because the numbers that have fallen, I don't know when they might show up again, working with the law average. But the numbers that haven't fallen, now I got an idea what's going on with them pretty much. I've narrowed them down to the numbers that haven't fallen, just like here. And anything that's not circled here, okay, let me show you here. Just like here. Oh, no, not this one. Let's say the 516 fell yesterday evening, and I know that that's a lot of these numbers. The reason why it's gonna get easier and easier for you, you're gonna start memorizing the numbers and the columns. So when you see them, you're going to automatically know what columns they falling off of. And you'll memorize the little 12 base numbers. It's nothing but 12. You got 017, 013, 014, 015, 016. Did I say 017? No, let me just start over. 012, 013, 014, 015, 016, 017, 018. Now, those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You remember. Then after 018, it goes to 024, then 025, 026, 027, straight in numerical order, and then it goes to 037. You'll start remembering those little 12 numbers on the singles, and you'll start remembering the columns as you start playing, like this 016. And this, the opposite of it, these glasses, the 016 and opposite, the 561, they opposite of each other. When I seen that number, I automatically knew that was going to be off a column, the 016 column, or the column 5, if you number in your columns. I automatically knew that. So I knew it and its opposite had hit. And like I say, anything's not circled, you got your eye on it, and you kind of see how the numbers are hitting. Like this number 7, it's got 3 numbers, total of 6, where the number in its opposite hasn't played yet. That's why I say this column's hot, and I know this column hasn't hit yet in a while. This is my column I'm going to when I win or pick up. But your 018 and your 563 hasn't hit for the year yet. The 129 and the 674 and its opposite hadn't hit for the year yet. And the 341 and its opposite, the 896, haven't hit yet. So that's what I look at, and then it's this column. When I pick it up, I won't be jumping off of it. When I do pick it up, I'm looking to play it for a month, because I know it's going to be at least 90 days or so since this column hit. Now I know exactly what numbers I'm going to load up on when I hit. First, starting off, when I play a column like this, I'll play the whole column 50 cent box. And on those 6 numbers I told you about, I might play those numbers straight box. But I'm going to play the whole column 50 cent box. I'm going to play the whole column 50 cent box. Okay? Starting off. Now, if the main ones I'm looking at don't hit, that's cool. I'm pretty sure one of these numbers is going to hit off the column within 90 days for sure. Because I'm hoping the column don't hit until I build my bucket list and build my bank up. Once I build my bank up, then it's on like popcorn on this column. Because now I'm playing the 50 cent box continuously, persistently enough to win. And then if the main ones I'm hitting, looking at don't come in, and the box another number come in, then I'm going to load up on these 6 that I knew haven't came in, because the likelihood of them coming in is great. Now, when I say load up, now instead of just playing them straight box, I like to play them $2 straight and $1 straight box. Because I got the money to load up on them with $2 straight, $1 straight box. So what's that? 1,000, and then straight box is 300, or is it 250? Yes, 250 on all right. So that's $1,200 on any of those that come in. Now I really got money to stay on this column. I'm not going to be looking for a whole bunch of other numbers to play, because I know this column is then hit and it's hot now. So the likely chance of it hitting 3 or 4 times in a single a span of 30 days is great. Greater now, because the law average is caught up with the law average. And it's the only column that's standing out like that right now. And I mean, so that's the one. If you're just looking and you from Illinois, you want to look at column number 7 and these 10 numbers right here. If you just finna start playing Illinois, but don't spend a lot of money. It's going to be like a $5 spin if you play the whole column 50 cent box. But if you don't want to, if you can't play that, just play these 6 that I told you, because the likelihood of one of them coming out is even greater now. The 018, the 129, and the 341, and the 563 and 674, and the 896. See. So a lot of my subscribers, once they build their sheet up like this, they highlight the numbers that haven't hit yet. So at a glance, they know exactly what numbers they're going to hit. They're going to play. You see, do you look at digit place to see how to play it? That's what I was looking at. Yeah, I do look at, you talking about strategy number 3 to see what digit placement is? Yes, I do look at that. If you're talking about strategy number 3, strategy number 3. You're talking about the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you can see that. You might have to. I hate for people to have to strain to see. I'm gonna go with using my marker here in a minute. Let me use something darker. That way you ain't got to strain. I have to strain here a little bit. If you're talking about, this is strategy number 3. Number 3, strategy number 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So are you talking about strategy number 3, or Lynetta?
Because you eating berries. Them are berries. Huh?
I look at strategy number 3, okay, and I also look at the front pairs and back pairs to see what haven't hit to hit straight. Um, you can consider this. Hey, you.
Yes, it is. It's berries.
1 minute, please. Hey, you guys. It's live. Okay. Yeah, like I knew that the O hadn't filled on the front end for 60 days, and that's how I hit the 055 because I was playing the 505 and the 500. Oops, I'm getting a little messy here. I was playing 050 and the 500. And when I realized that the 0 hadn't hit for 60 days on the front in Illinois evening draw, I switched it to 055, played it also 550 and 055 and 050 for the 500. Yeah, that's how you can hit straight. See, you'll be using all the components of the numbers to hit straight because when you're tracking, like last month on strategy number 3, there was no number that didn't hit. Like the 516 that came in today, you quite naturally gonna mark off the 5 on the front, the 1 in the middle, and the 6 on the end. Now, at the end of the month, if you don't have anything left, which can happen, it happens maybe once or twice out of the year, then you just start all over from scratch because you don't have anything to gauge off then. You just start over from the beginning. But in most cases, you're going to have something that didn't hit. You might have the 3 don't hit on the front, or the 8 don't hit on the back, or 0 don't hit in the middle, like that at the end of the year. Now you got an idea. If you're playing a number with a 3 in it, like let's say 1, 2, 3, now you're going to make sure you play it as 3, 1, 2 the next month, or 3, 2, 1 to hit it exact. And if you know that this 3, 2 ain't fell on the front all year, that even gives you a better idea, a better chance of knowing to play it straight and playing it like that and hitting it straight. See, all of it works together. And the reason you probably would have been playing the 1, 2, 3 by the law of average, you might see that the 1, 2, 3 and its opposite, the 6, 7, 8, ain't fail all year. So you definitely gonna make sure you play it now as your 1, 2, 3 like you're playing it for whatever you're playing it for, and you're gonna make sure you play it just like this too, because you know that the 3 ain't fail in 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. Just like I seen one time, and the only way you can do this is tracking. You can't do it with those other methods. You can't see none of this with the other methods. It just ain't gonna happen because you ain't playing to see all 1,000 numbers. Like here, for 60 days, 2 months, and I thought I was tripping. I thought I didn't add something right. No 7 fell for 2 months with no number. For 2 months. No 7 fell with 2 months. Who could think that no 7 would fall with? If you ain't tracking, you wouldn't have never caught that. I don't care what you were doing. And 777s came in and I won. Because I played, and this how you, when you got something like that, you really want to. And you got 7-7, and I wheeled it down 7-7, 7-7-1, 7-7-2, 7-7-3, 7-7-4, 7-7-5, 7-7-6. I loaded up on 777s. I loaded up on 777s, 7-7-8, and 7-7-9. So I had them covered. I boxed them 50 cents, and I put $2 on the 7s every time I played them. And more, probably whenever, whatever extra I had, I loaded up on the 7s. And then something come in here box, any of these come in box, which was $80 in Missouri, then I just load up on the 7s pretty much. But I'd play these, depending on if I knew how the 7-7 fell on the front or the back. I load up on these. I stayed with these. I just stayed with these. And if they was cheating, a 7 had to come within another 30 days. I ain't gonna see no 7s that don't show with no numbers for 3 months. Now anything can happen because the numbers are random, but they can't be that random where no numbers, those 7 fall with no numbers for 3 months or 90 days. Yeah. So yeah. That's why tracking is king, y'all. I don't care what they doing. I don't care what they say about these tic-tac-toe date subs and grids and all that stuff. They ain't doing what you go do when you tracking the numbers to see what numbers are actually doing in your state. They just ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna happen. I don't care what they say. Them patterns and them grids and Rusons, the tic-tac-toes ain't gonna show you or let you know nothing like tracking them numbers gonna let you know and working with the law average. And it ain't gonna be no cakewalk with the law average, but you have a strategy, a real strategy. Like I said, when you see 7s don't fall and you playing anyway and you playing to win, don't fall with no number for 2 months, and I don't care whose state it is, and you don't play 777s. I guess you have your reason. Being that would be, I guess that'd be the reason you don't play, because you got whatever reason it would be. But I would play it. Just like I wouldn't have hit the 8s if I didn't stay on them. I knew why I was staying on them 8s, them 888s. I knew why. I wasn't guessing why I was playing them. Every number I play, I know why. I knew in January of 2024, 88 didn't fall on the front at all in January. And it fell on the back as 288. And then fall no more for the rest of the year, all the way to November. That there let me know that them 888s was in play. 888s was in play. I knew they were in play, but I also knew that the likelihood working with the law average, they might not come in 2024. But I made it my pet number because I know that those 8s had to show up. I also knew that the 8s really made me stay on target with them. It's opposites for 3s did not show up. 3s or 8 did not show up. Now, I also knew that I was betting a little bit against the grain for it to show up in 2024, because in 2024, the 555s, the 666s, the 777s, and the triple nines had already hit. I hit the sixes and the nines because you know, like I say, I always know why I'm playing my numbers. But I hit the sixes and the nines, so I say I know them eights is a long shot, really, for 2024. But I'm pretty sure it would be a better shot for 2025. But like I was telling everybody, stay with the eights and the threes because you know, I knew why I was playing them. I knew that working with the law average, one or the other usually will come out, and it's opposite. And the H came out. This is not, and is building a skill set so you can see what the actual numbers working with the law average is doing in your state and with your numbers. Yeah, ace was the first this year, but triples, like what you want to look at, triples are really not different from any set of 10 numbers. Let me show you what I mean. Triples is no different from any set of 10 exact numbers for any year, for the year. And that's what, okay, I seen on average you got triple zeros, triple ones, triple twos, triple threes, triple fours, triple fives, triple six, triple sevens, triple eights, and triple nines. This is 10 numbers, right? I don't care what 10 numbers you play, on average, the most you're going to get in any year is 3 that come exact. Any 10 numbers that you play exact, like the triples, the most you're going to get out of those 10 numbers is going to be 3, because it's only 365 days in a year, but you're playing with 1,000 numbers. So you're only going to get a third of those numbers, 1/3 of those numbers, 1/3 of those 10 numbers, period. So if you playing 20 numbers, the average you're going to get probably is 6 numbers to come exact out of 20 for the whole year. So this is what we're looking at. The first year, you might get the zeros, the twos, and the 4 on average now. That's what you're looking for on average. It don't have to work like that all the time. But that's why you have to track to see what the number's doing. So if you know 3 triples and fail within that year, the likelihood of another triple gets less and less to fall within that same year. The likelihood of another triple to fall within that same year gets less and less. Because on average, you're only going to get 3 off of this column of 10 that come exact. But a lot of people play all their money and play triples every day. Some people play triples every day. That's why when you see, if you can see winning in your state and triples come out, it pays big, because a lot of people play those triples every day, but a lot of people burning up a lot of money playing those triples every day. You don't really have to play them every day. If you tracking them and see what they're doing and know why you're playing, you don't. Some people play all 10 of them. You're just burning your money up. I only wait to see what signs after tracking that those triples tell me to play them. I don't play them every day trying to hit them, because most people play that track because they don't know no better. Now, the next year you might get the 1s, the 5s, and the 8s, okay? Then that third year you might get the 9, whatever that ain't played mostly, or you might get the zeros back. But you got to realize you're only going to get 3 out of a year. You're only going to get 3 out of the whole year. So why play all of them and not know why you playing them? Because any of these numbers here can take a triple can take 16 years and not hit. It's a number in Missouri that I was tracking, not playing it. 192, 160, and 574 hadn't played for 16 years. You believe that? And that's only triple threes. Do you know how long it could take for a pick four to come out or a pick five? And so luckily I hit and that was luck. I was going to Missouri, and every time I play, I go over there, I play, these are the only three numbers I would play, 50 straight or a dollar straight, and I hit the 160 that came in last year, evenings. And that's from tracking. I wasn't playing no other numbers. It wouldn't make sense to play no other numbers because I really wasn't tracking. But I knew these hadn't played, so every time I went over, these are the ones I played. And the 160 came in last year. I don't even know if the 129 or the 574 came in yet because I ain't been tracking them, and I ain't been playing in Missouri. But here, same thing. If you take any, I'm gonna make up. I'm gonna not make up. Yeah, I am gonna make up a number. Well, let me do it just for doing the number. The 516 that came in Illinois. So I'm gonna do the 111 rundown on it. So just from 1 to the 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you get 9. 1 to 9, you get 10, but you just use the 0 in lottery math. 1 to 0, you add 1. 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. And then 1 to 4, you get 5. Top number and bottom number, same. You add it correctly. You count straight down using 1. That's why you only have to use the 111 with the pick 3 at a glance strategy. So 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. Then count down 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. It's easy if you make an error to catch it with this 111 rundown using all those other different rundowns. Then you add here 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, same principle that works with these triples, work with any 10 numbers that you plan exact. You might get 3 this year exact, 3 the next year exact, and 3 the next year after that exact. Period. Not period, but like I say, on average, and you're working with average because anything's possible. But you have to realize when you're getting 3 of 10 numbers that you're working, the likelihood of anything else falling off that column is less, nil or none. So you wouldn't be playing these numbers if you already got 3 of them exact within a year's time. So that's what you have to keep in mind when playing these numbers. That's what's going on with them. Because for these 1,000 numbers, it takes 3 years for them to rotate out. So starting from when you start playing the numbers and tracking them, you got to realize it's working with 3 years for those 1,000 numbers to rotate out. And when I mean rotate out, like you're playing 1, 2, 3, it has to rotate to 1, 3, 2. Then it has to rotate to 2, 1, 3. Then it has to rotate to 2, 3, 1. Then it has to rotate to 3, 1, 2. Then it has to rotate to 3, 2, 1. And this is all involved in tracking these numbers and building your strategy and skill set. Now here, so that's the complete rotation of the 1, 2, 3. And that's going to come faster. But if you was doing a double, like 1, 1, 2, it's got to rotate as 1, 1, 2. Then it's got to rotate as 1, 2, 1. And then it's got to rotate as 2, 1, 1. That's the whole rotation of that combination of numbers. These doubles could take 3 to 4 years to rotate out. These doubles. 3 to 4 years. to change places. And the triples, like I say, you're going to only get 3 of them. So it's only going to take, like again, 3 years for all 10 of these triples to rotate out. That's what you're working with. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You say, wow. Yeah. This is what you're working with. That's why trying to chase all these numbers and everything and not knowing why you playing and tracking these numbers, I'll tell anybody, I'll tell anybody if they want, if that's what they want to do, just go get your 10 quick picks. If you ain't gonna know where you playing the number and what's going on with the numbers anyway, why, don't just play what you need to play for fun, make it what it is. But it's fun for me because I know why I'm playing the numbers. And I like playing with the numbers and watching what the lottery is doing that I'm playing. And if I'm investing my money in the game or winning. Yeah. And as you track, you'll see that. You ain't going to get no more than 3 out of 10 numbers. That's why when I put this pick-3, figured out that I could use the 1-1 rundown to track with, it lit up like a light bulb. Because now I had a 10 of set numbers that I knew exactly what's going on with them and why I would be playing them. And they basically was all in numerical order on the workout sheet. Because here I had a base number. Now this 561, all I got to do is go to my workout sheet and find it on where is that on the workout sheet. And here it is. My base number is 061, but it shows as 016. And I just go to column 016 to find the 516. Now I had a reliable tracking strategy, that I could use to win with. And see, again, here's the 061, and I just go down and find the 561 and mark it off. Now I had a reliable strategy that I could look at all the singles, and singles are 3 different numbers, like 1, 2, 3, and know everything that was going on with all those 1,000 numbers at a glance, and their possible combinations. And the possible combinations is 720. Because all these numbers come 6 different ways, and it's 10 of them, and that's 60 numbers, and that's 60 numbers in each column times 12 is 720 numbers. At a glance, I know what's going on. I ain't got to guess what's going on. I don't have to do the tic-tac-toes, the date sums, the cribs, the flips, the mirrors, and all that stuff. Because I'm looking at the actual numbers, and they telling me what they doing. I ain't got to guess what they doing. This here is all guesswork of what the numbers are doing. That's why I say you might as well get quick picks if this is all you relying on. If you ain't tracking, you're slacking on winning anyway. If you're serious, heavy hitters, this is really heavy hitters. Because this don't give you nothing but a bunch of numbers on how they slice or dice it, giving you a whole bunch of numbers. You have no idea what's going on with them. If you're not tracking. And I never had a tracking system to do it with. Nothing that I could use that was of value. And it was a gift to me. I was in a position where I lost my home, my car, almost my wife, and my job. And I liked PICK-3, and I can't say I might have been hooked on it then because I didn't know what I was doing and why I was playing. But I can lay back on it right now and not play a month, catch up and start right back where I started off from, knowing why I would play them my numbers. I ain't guessing what number I'm going to be playing or where to pick up numbers or going to all the different websites and the books and all that, trying to find a number to play because none of these numbers are going to show you what number is coming the next day. And if they do, they can't explain it. They're going to tell you to look for a pattern, look for a grid, look for a date sum. None of these add up to anything but a bunch of made up numbers. It's hard to say. I don't care what they say, that's what they are. The only thing that adds up to things when I can say that in column 7, I know that 018 ain't filled all year. 129 ain't filled all year. 341 ain't filled all year. And its opposites, their opposites have not filled all year. That adds up to something. That adds up to building a strategy. That adds up to building a skill set. This adds up to guessing. Because nothing's going to show you what numbers come the next day. It just ain't going to happen. Welcome to Bronx. It's special. Welcome. None of this, I'm telling y'all, this don't add up to nothing. It ain't gonna tell you this don't tell you what's coming the next day. There's nothing out there telling you what numbers, guessing, period, go come the next day. You don't need to know what's coming the next day. You need to know what the numbers are actually doing. Or we don't. We need to know what the numbers are actually doing. We need to know that 7s ain't filled with no number for 2 months. We need to know that 8 front and 8 back. 8 front ain't filled all year up to November, and 8 back only filled once in January. We need to not be guessing that. We need to know that before we play. We need to know before we go. You need to know that a 38 pair on strategy number 3 ain't filled for 128 days. You can't. You ain't gonna get none of that on this. You ain't gonna get none of that going nowhere picking numbers. If you want it, if it's to be, it must be me. What I say. That's what they taught me in school. If it's to be, it must be me, and it must be you tracking, finding out what the numbers are doing, not guessing what they're doing with all this. Gotta be me. If it's to be, I ain't putting I'm playing my money. I ain't in that. I mean, I did fall for that before I learned better and taught myself. I'm self-taught on this. I need to know, and the only reason I know simple work is work, but it's simple and easy, really. This is my strategy for front, back, and back pair. This is what I did to know that the 8s hadn't failed. I couldn't guess that. No tic-tac-toe, no date sum, grid, or none that's going to show me that. And it's simple. All I do every day the number come in, I track the front pair, back pair. Front pair, back pair for the 365 days. When I see, 8s ain't failed all year. Okay. Double 8s ain't failed on the front or the back. Triple 8s or a number with 881, 882, 883, 884, 885. Yeah, I'm going to wheel them 8s all the way down toward the end of the year. Now I know why. And I'm doubling up on triple 8s. Yeah, that's my strategy. I got a strategy now. I got a strategy to winning. I ain't got no strategy with a root sum, date sum, flipping numbers, mirroring numbers. Let me show y'all something. Come on now. I ain't got no strategy with none of that. What strategy? Yeah, what strategy? And anybody, want to come at me with it and show me that they got a better system with their stuff? Bring it. All I know is I win 3-4 times out of a month. 5 times is great. Now I got proof of that. I got proof. Okay. Now. Okay, yeah. Well, about when I say opposite numbers, let me show you what I'm talking about. They call them mirrors. I got away from them mirrors. Too many people on YouTube switch them numbers up, call them mirrors and flips and everything. There's no straight way you can understand what half these people are talking about, because I didn't. That's what kept me in the hole so long, because I thought I knew, but I didn't know. And then they're between mirrors and opposites and flipping numbers. And I was using that term myself for a while. Then I said, When I found out the difference, I had to regroup. I had to regroup everything, and I probably wouldn't have never found out the difference if I hadn't started my channel. But here, like, I'm gonna show you what opposites. I don't use that mirror term. I might use it because I used it for about 2 years for a while, but it might slip in every now and then. But they do call it mirror, opposites, and sister numbers. But I just stick with opposite. That way, keep it simple. You got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to add plus 5 to the top numbers. You add plus 5 to the top numbers. So 5 to 0 is 5. 5 to 1 is 6. 5 to 7 is, 5 to 2 is 7. 5 to 3 is 8. 5 to 4 is 9. Okay? Now, it's just like taking the 1,000 numbers and dividing them in half. Simple and easy. Yeah, 5. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers on the bottom. Okay? So let's say the top numbers are triple zeros to 499. And the bottom numbers is 500 to 999. And get your 1,000 numbers. That's evenly divided, ain't it? Because now you can say that 5 is opposite 5 is opposite 0, 0 opposite 5, 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1, 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2, 3 opposite 8, 8 opposite 3, 4 opposite 9, 9 opposite 4. Simple and easy. Now some people call this same procedure mirrors and sisters, but just remember, all it is adding 5 to your top numbers here, your single digits. Then they have, and I call it the opposite. Okay, I guess I spelled that right. I call them the opposite. I don't even use that mirror term because some people mix up mirrors and flips and they throw you way off. Now, the difference between mirrors or opposite numbers and flips are you take this number line here and you do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. No, I don't use the fireball at all. I don't use the fireball at all because you don't pay anymore. I'm just thinking, I'm hoping they ain't using that fireball to throw the PICK-3 off and trying to, in a slick way, making it out of the PICK-4. So far, it only has, that I can see, has delayed a little bit the law average on the numbers hitting span a little bit to me. But no, I don't do the fireball at all. I don't add it in. It don't fit part of the equation at all. So I've been still winning, and the numbers are still working. The 3 are still working with the law average. So no, I do not use that. It's just if I use that dollar, I'm gonna use 50 cents. I'm gonna use it on playing the PICK-3 number rather than using that fireball. For one reason, you have no control over what that fireball number gonna be. Now, if I could see it or track it or something, I might, but there's no way of doing that, and I don't see where it contributes to anything, that fireball and the wild ball stuff. If anything, I'm gonna put it on my PICK-3 number, like another 50 cents on my 888s, or another number that I'm playing, like that. Now, this flips, they call flips, is adding +3 to any single number. They call that flips. Okay, and how they use this, I don't understand. Nobody, if anybody on here can explain it to make it make sense, but it really don't. So I'm gonna show you why I don't think it makes sense and it's applicable. Oops, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I might be. But anyway, we're gonna do it this way right now. I'm not ahead of myself on it. But here, +3, you're gonna go at 3 to 0, you get 3. 3 to 1, you get 4. 3 to 2, you get 5. 3 to 3, you get 6. 3 to 4, you get 7. 3 to 5, you get 8. 3 to 6, you're going to get 9. 3 to 7, you get 10. You're going to just use the 0 in lottery math. You don't use the 1. 3 to 8, you're going to get 11. You just use the 1. And 3 to 9, you get 12. So you got the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got all 10 numbers, okay? Now, they use this to do a lot of grids and tic-tac-toes and things like that to flip and make numbers. You all might go through and might be familiar with some of that stuff that they use. But anytime you flipping and mirroring numbers, you just changing the numbers to make them pretty much what you see and what you want them to be. Because there's no rhyme or reason why you would flip. The only reason you do that is because you don't know what the number is that you're playing and you're guessing at what numbers are coming. Because see here, this here don't really make sense. Like this here, this 1, 2, 3. If you play, not 1, 2, 3. This here 1, 2. If you played it and the lottery played 5, 6, 7, they just played the direct opposite number, the top number and the bottom number divided in half. Okay? If you played the 7, 8, 9 and the lottery played the 2, 3, 4, you just played the exact opposite number. Exact. If you played 1, 1, 2 and the lottery played 6, 6, 7, the 1 opposite the 6 and the 6 opposite 1, and the 7 opposite 2 and the 2 opposite 7, they just play the exact opposite number. That makes sense, and to me it makes sense. Or same with triple zeros. If you play triple zeros and the lottery play triple fives, they're the direct opposite. Okay? Now this here, one reason it don't make sense to me is not a direct opposite of the 1,000 numbers divided in half. And why it would make sense that 0, 1, 2 is 3, 1, 3, 4, 5. To me it don't add up. Why? Nothing really makes it don't add up. How can a 1 be a 4 and a 1 be an 8? To figure anything out. Why? Why would a 1 and a 4 be a 1 and a 4 and a 1 be 8 and make it make sense? To me, this is the only thing makes sense. That's how I came. When I found out about this, I realized with my 1-1 rundown, if you say then if you play straight box, you get charged double. Yeah. No, you play straight box, you get your box and your straight. You don't get charged double. You win extra, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, you win more. I'd rather use that 50 cent on a box or 50 cent, really probably on a box extra rather than put it on a fireball on my number, on the number I'm playing. And that's for sure. Yeah. No, I don't mess with the fireball, period. I don't see no advantage to it. I don't. Somebody might be lucky enough to or have a strategy for it, but I don't see where. So these here I don't use, okay? Because they don't add up to me where I can build a sound strategy to winning. Like they have the different methods here. Like the tic-tac-toes, I knew them all. But let me go back here again. That's my take. See, all these columns line up just like the one I showed you with the opposites, or you call them the mirrors. All these columns have their opposites and mirrors on each column. So at a glance, for the whole year, I know what number in its opposite fell or didn't fall for the whole year, up to now to present time. So when I'm get ready to play, working with the law average and narrow down all the numbers to pretty much what I'm looking at playing for the rest of the year, and not looking at having to play and flip and mirror and all these different numbers. I got all the front pairs, and I got all the numbers in the opposite that haven't failed right here for the year for me. And we just hit the 477 for the first of the year. 477. See what I'm saying? And I had put these up before August to start playing these. We also hit the 995. They're opposite each other. These numbers are opposite. That's a 50-50 chance of these numbers coming in before the end of the year in Illinois' evening draw. That's why I say I only do evening, because I can focus and build a skill set and a plan with that. See here? The numbers and the opposites. 2 opposite 7, 7 out 2, 4 opposite 9, 9 opposite 4, and again 7 opposite 2, 2 opposite 7. These have not fallen for the year. This hasn't fallen for the year. Now when I win, I'm not doing a tic-tac-toe thing. I'm going to pick up my bucket list of numbers here. And especially, like I say, I'm definitely looking at this 001 and this 002, because I know this 01 ain't fell on the back yet, and this 02 ain't fell on the back. And I'll play it just like that. Okay, excuse the phone ringing. Hope it don't mess up nothing. Okay. God is involved when dealing with Powerball. Well, Powerball is strictly luck. Like I say, God is fine. No, they totally those totally different. No, you don't. You have those separate. No, you don't mark them off if they fall through midday. I mean, unless you just want to make a note of it, but you're strictly playing it on evening. Yes, yes, because the numbers are totally different midday and evening. The patterns are totally different midday and evening. They'll cross paths. Numbers cross paths, but the major patterns are not the same. These same numbers are not going to be applicable to midday as they are to evening, because these are tailored to evening. Yeah. Yeah, they're going midday and evening numbers across paths maybe 3 times out of a year on average. The same number will come the next day maybe once or twice out of a year, but the total pattern is not the same. That's why I say midday numbers don't bring evening numbers. Evening numbers don't play midday numbers. When they tell you, when most of them tell you put up numbers, in which I was, I'll say a victim of that. I was a victim of. They tell me if they give me a number, play at midday and evening. If I'm playing at midday and evening, that means I really don't know why I'm playing the number in the first place. You don't have to play the numbers midday and evening if you're tracking them, because you know what they're doing. Anytime you're told to play numbers midday and evening, that means somebody don't know what's going on with the numbers. You shouldn't have to play numbers midday and evening. Every number I've called has been on evening and won. Oh yeah, they cross paths. They will fall in the evening, but unless you tracking them, uh, you still don't know why you would play it. You always playing the numbers that you didn't track. You know when the front and back then fail. You know when the number in the middle then fail. You know everything it is to know about that number when you're playing it. I don't even play my birthday. I don't have no lucky numbers. I don't have no lucky nothing. All I got is what these numbers are telling me that they doing. And they done told me that these three set here, that these three off of column 7 have not failed yet. This 018, this 563, this 129, this 674, and this 641, and this 896. When I play these, I know why I'm playing them. And especially this 3-4, because I'm looking at it. It would probably be my number I would load up on, this 341, because I know the 3-4 ain't failed all year. Let me show on the front. And the likelihood of that 341 coming in is great, because it and its opposite haven't failed. Let me show you. That's how you win. That's how I win. Anyway. Look, tracking made a big difference for me, y'all. For me, anyway. You build your strategy off the actual numbers. See, 3-4 ain't failed on the front all year. I know that. Yeah, sequences is, yeah, the sequences are, the way the numbers are running tells you what they're doing. And you'll see it as you're tracking them. The 34, like I said, I'll be playing the 3-4-1 straight box, just like that. Because I know the 896 and its opposite haven't failed, like that. But in Illinois, when I'm putting up numbers, double track, because I put up all the previous year's data, so you can go back and track with me and make sure if you're tracking that I'm correct. We don't want to, you don't want to miss anything with bad data. I try to make sure what I'm putting up is correct, but I still have to tell you all, I got glaucoma, so I've had eye surgery, and my eyesight just ain't as strong as it used to be. But I might miss something, but I pretty much try to double track and triple track myself. But these numbers should be solid here for Illinois' evening draw. But like I said, see, if a number come midday, it don't throw me off, because I don't track the midday unless I go back. Like I say, I go back at the end of the year, like December. I'll go back and do strategy number 1 and strategy number 4. Just those two for midday, to see if a 8-8 or say a 0-0 over on the front and 0-0 on the back ain't failed all year. To now start building a strategy for the numbers that I might want to play midday along with my evening numbers. In most cases, it's going to be any number that did not fall evening or midday is the numbers I'm going to pick up to play, because I don't want to be playing different numbers for midday and different numbers for evening trying to win. I use the same principles that I apply for winning evening for midday. And that same principle is going to be for any number that did not fall that I'm playing evening, did not fall midday either. That way, if I win midday, I'll load up on that number for evening. If I win evening, I'll load up on that number for midday, because I know for a fact it ain't played on either draw. And if I was in Texas like that, I probably would do the same thing. But they got 4 draws. That ain't a lot of work. It depends how you want to apply yourself. But I would go back all four draws and see what number ain't filled in all four draws. If I'm gonna play all four draws, that's a little work to me. I wouldn't. I know folks in Texas, if they playing like that, they ought to be nothing but fruitcake. They ought to be running crazy right now. That's a lot of work. That's that's too much work. But I mean, if I did do it and I enjoyed it and I had the time to do it, but I wouldn't do no more than two midday or evening or day draws or evening draws. I wouldn't. It ain't that. It has to be fun for me. I enjoy pick 3 and I enjoy this. But if it get to a point where I don't enjoy it, I'll quit it. I'll stop it. I'll turn it. I'll turn it off. But I enjoy this because I can track, I can see, and I win with it. Pick 3. I don't do pick. I don't do pick 4s. If I now I really don't invest a lot of money in pick 4s. I really don't play pick 4s or pick 5s. And when I win and I go to the store, turn in my tickets or something, I'll buy a couple of scratchers to scratch them off just for the heck of it, like that, just to have fun with it. But I don't invest in the scratchers either. But a lot of people, scratchers are the easiest one things to get hooked on in gambling. That's a known fact. So I really don't do scratches. But on these tic tac toe strategy stuff that they have, like I'm saying, I know I do them all. Like say that 516 came in, and now you're going to add one to the numbers. You're going to add one to the six. You're going to have 7, 1 to 7. You get 8, 1 to 8. You get 9, 1 to 9. You're going to skip over here, which is 10. You get 0, 1 to 0. You get 1, 1 to 1. You get 2. Now, what you're going to make out of this square, you're going to make as many numbers as you can to play and figure out what's coming the next day. Yep, playing all those numbers in Texas is a lot. Yep, so here, you can make, this how you can make. You can go this away, straight across, and make some number, make up some numbers. That's what you're doing. 1, 7, and 1, 2, 6. Then you can make up some more numbers by coming down this way. You can go 501, 912, 876. So how many numbers you got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Then you can make up some more numbers out of this triangle. You can go from corner to corner. You can go 2, 6, 7. Go 2, 6, 7. You're going to go 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. You can go 9, 5, 0. You can go 0, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So you got 10 numbers. On average, that's pretty much, but sometimes they go crossways this way. They go 516. They go 516. They do that too. And they go this way, which would be 811. See how many numbers these are made up numbers. Just made up numbers. You have no idea why you would be playing those numbers. Now, these numbers are supposedly to be played the next day, okay? That's what the principles are. Oh, yeah, that column 7 did hit me. Okay, thanks for that, BLC. That's good information. That's why, so that's how many months? May, June, July, August. So it's going on almost 90 days, right? So that's when I started looking for that column to be on my bucket list to play for sure. Thanks for that, BLC. Appreciate it. Now, see how these are made up numbers here? Like I said. Now, then what I'm saying, they make up more numbers by saying, okay, say that out of this list of numbers, none of them come in, say tomorrow evening. But let's say 593 comes in. 593 come in. First thing they're going to tell you, oh, there it was all the time right here. You should know your mirrors and your flips. You should have made that 8 a 3. And there it is, 593 right there. That's not how this works, y'all. I'm sorry. That's another made up number. You made to fit the number that came. It's just a made up number. Because if you do this, you can get 99% of the numbers that follow the next day. Especially if you can mirror any number or flip any number. Because say tomorrow, 010 come in. And first thing they're going to say is, oh, there it is right there. You could have, if there it is right here. Now you got to know your mirrors and your flips. Because here this 7 is a 0. There it is right there. You could have made this 7 a 0 and got 010. That's not how this works, y'all. We got to track these numbers to get in the winning circle. Say, can you send you a picture on this? Picture on this. I don't know if you're talking to me there, Lynetta. Say, can you send me a picture on what? I'm not understanding on that one. Can you might mistype something. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the PICK-3 at a glance strategy. Work for all states. Eric. I don't know. You say, can you send you a pitch on this? I don't, unless you're talking about a okay. Yeah, you can email me, momoneyterry@gmail.com. Okay, yeah, no problem. And I'll take time to look at it and respond back. Okay. Okay, no problem. I'd go back right now. You can go back to January. When I started putting the sheet together, when I came with the idea, I went back 2 years to be truthful with you, because I knew I had something, and I didn't know how far back, but I can tell you the farther you go back, the more numbers you will eliminate to narrow the numbers down. Now make sure that you separate midday and evening. Don't when you start tracking back on your sheet. Don't put midday and evening on the same sheet, because you're going to probably eliminate 90% of the numbers if you do midday and evening. But I think you can do with 60 days and 6 months and be fine. I feel comfortable enough with that. See, because this is 6 months of data that I've eliminated off tracking from January to now. And the only two you really have to do for your state pretty much is strategy number one, where you go eliminating the singles, and the double sheet. Now I'm gonna get you some that'll help you here too, while it's on my mind. Everybody needs this app. Everybody's gonna need this app. Excuse me for a minute. Okay, let's see if I can get it here. Okay, all right, thanks, BLC. I don't know if anybody can see this lime color app. Let me see if it'll show up. Let me see. Yeah, it should see. This line color app is called PICK-3 Rundowns. It's very helpful if you're tracking the numbers back, okay? You can download that on your phone. And when you open it up, called Blind Squirrel. You see where you see all those rundowns? All these rundowns are the popular rundowns that people try to use to figure out what numbers are coming the next day. They can make a rundown out of any of those 1,000 numbers, any of them, and they do, and they will. It's called PICK-3 Rundowns. That's the name of the app, PICK-3 Rundowns. Download it on your phone. Now, they got a pro, but they got one with commercials. If you can deal with the commercials, you don't have to do the pro. But what you do, you put Like Illinois was a 516 that came in. You enter the 516 into those circles. Whatever your winning number that came in for your state. Okay? Then you're going to hit the 111 rundown. Just the 111. That's the only one you ever use with the PICK-3 at a glance strategy. And then it's going to give you, it's going to call them the hot picks, but what it actually did is give you the 111 rundown that we did longhand. It's called PICK-3 rundown. That's what the app should say. And it's the same color as the screen here. It's a round circle, same color. And see all the numbers? All those numbers are the rundown numbers. And all you have to do is look for the base number to find out what column the winning number is under. And if you look on here, that 016 is in the rundown. Let me see, where's that? Might be my glasses. The light is making it where it's hard for me to see. Where's the 016? But see, it's 061. See there? It's 061. You see it in the middle there? See it in the middle there? But on the rundown, all the base numbers are in numerical order at top with the 0 on the front. So it's going to be 016 is in numerical order. You go down and you'll find the winning number that came in for the day, which is the 561. And you would circle it. That's how your tracking is going to start using this app. Instead of having to do the 1-1 rundown physically yourself, you just download that app, put the winning number in, hit just the 111, the 111 rundown, and it does all the work for you in a matter of seconds. PICK-3 rundown. Very powerful, very useful, very helpful to finding the numbers and the columns right quick. And if it's a double, I'll make up a double. And then you just hit clear. Just hit clear and it'll clear it. And let's say I'll make up a double. Let's do the 551. You did the 111 rundown, and it tells you what column it goes under the doubles. Under the doubles, you got, and you can see the sheet, you have 001, 002, 003, 004, 005, triple zeros, column 6, and you have 011, 022, 033, 044. Now you're going to see what numbers under there. No, it's just another example I was watching that does work, but like you said, you got to mirror it sometimes. Yeah, well, the mirrors you do mirror, but I don't play mirrors just to play them. When it get towards the end of the year, I want to see what numbers and then opposites haven't played. Because at the beginning of the year, if you're starting with your tracking, um, it could take a while for those mirrors, to narrow them down to where it's good for you to play them. I usually wait till the end of the year, near the middle of the year, to start seeing what numbers and the opposites, or really I call opposites, haven't played like that. Okay, I'll look at it after the live and send you back an email, uh, Latanya. Yeah. Now, see here. Now I'm finding the column 044, which is right here, 044, and I'll find the 551 on the doubles. And here it is, and here's the 551 that I would mark off. But I'm not going to mark it off on this one because it ain't came yet. Just giving you an example of how to use this app. And you might just play around with it a little bit, but especially using it if you're going to start tracking the numbers. Yeah, I seen those quad fours, BLC. That's very interesting, but hey. Yeah, I seen that. That was interesting. Quad fours. But you know how long it take a quad to come out. I don't know how. I haven't tracked a PICK-3, but I don't think they come out too regular. I don't know. I know they don't come out no 3 in a year. 3 different quads a year, and they could. Anything's possible though. But if you don't track it, you don't know, and I ain't no way I can see how to track no 10,000 numbers and know what's going on with them. Period. Ain't no way I can do that. Let's see. So if you can download that PICK-3 Rundowns app, and make it very easy for you to go back and track the numbers. Let's see. And then I would do the front pair, back pair sheet, strategy number 4. I wouldn't do 3. I wouldn't do where about 3 and okay, let me do this here. I wouldn't go back that far. I wouldn't go back that far on strategy 3 and strategy 1, okay? I might do 2 months back on strategy 3 and 1 just to see what pairs haven't played in 60 days, if there are any. Or what number ain't failed in what position in 60 days. I wouldn't go back 6 months on these 2 strategies to catch up. I would go back only 2 months. And this one here, I would go back for the whole year, so I would know what front pair and back pair hasn't failed on strategy number 4. Now let's go to strategy number 2 so you can get an understanding of it. This is strategy number 2 for August. Everything that's underlined is what numbers did not fall in July. Anything that's underlined here didn't fall in July. We got the 443 that just hit. See what I mean about the numbers of law average catching up, and you know why and what's going on with them? We had the 433 to come out. We just had the what was it? Where the 48 and 84 caught up with itself. I don't have it. Came out with itself. I don't have the numbers, but these numbers are underlined just caught up this month. The 75, the 27 came out 752. I can remember that one. I can't remember what. I think it was 849 that came in. Where they caught up with each other. See, working with the law average, you can see what the numbers are doing. So we had the 516 to come in, okay? So you got three different numbers, so you're going to mark off three different pairs. So you mark off the 56, the 15, that you know came last month because it ain't got no underline, and the 16. See how easy it is to see what the pairs are doing? See, this triangle represents 2,710 pairs that at a glance you can track them all and see what's going on with them out of the 1,000 numbers. Reason being, it covers all the numbers. It's imperative that you know, not guess what pairs ain't filled, that you know what pairs ain't filled, so you know how to play them. Like you know this 550 is my number, my daily carry number, and the 500. No matter what, I'll play that for probably the rest of the year. Because I already hit the 055 and the 500. Because 500 and 055 did not play last year at all. 50 on strategy 4 didn't play on the front all year last year in 2024, and 50 didn't fall on the back all last year. So you have to carry your knowledge over to win and be a bigger, better winner from year to year, not from day to day, getting on and jumping off numbers. You have to know what's going on with these numbers for a 3-year span, pretty much, maybe 4 years, every year really. You have to know what. With working with the law average, these numbers catch up with themselves year after year after year after year. So when I knew that 500 and 055 didn't fall for the whole year, I made them my bucket list of numbers to play. And especially when I knew how to hit them straight, was to realize that 50 hadn't fell on the front all year of last year. And the 50 hadn't fell on the back all year of last year. So now I constantly carry that 5. That's my daily carry number into 2025. And I hit them both already. The 055 and the 500. Because I knew why I was playing them. Just why, the same reason I knew I was playing the 888s. And it wasn't but 2 triples I was playing, the 888s and the 333s, because I knew that they didn't fall last year. I wasn't playing a whole bunch of triples just to play them. So all I had to invest my money in was the 8s and the 3s. Just using this simple strategy here, tracking the pairs. And knowing what pairs hadn't failed. And the front pair and the back pair. All of it mounts up together. All right, Scott, glad to have you with us. But, yeah, you can't go wrong with this 2,710 pairs. I really knew how many pairs it was until I put this sheet together. I said, now how many pairs come in 1,000 numbers? And I said, wow, 2,710. And then had another subscriber co-sign it with me. And that's exactly what it is, 2,710. When you think about it. Now ask me about this math stuff, y'all, because I don't know nothing about this math stuff. All I know is I put this thing together and it worked. So, and I can explain how it worked now since I've been doing it so long, over 30 years. But now I know how it worked. I just knew it worked. Now, So when I got a pair that I know ain't played in 38 days, I ain't guessing why I'm playing a number with a 3-8 in it. I know why I'm playing a number with a 3-8 in it. Any number that I don't mark off each month, I carry over and over. And normally within 4 months, that pair got to show up. And I don't get off of it. I will it. I will it down. And I showed you all how I will the numbers. Again, the pairs. I will that pair down. And by that time you have enough data to realize the best way to play it. And if I know a 38 pair, and I used that before, and I don't want to burn a lot of money. Let's see, 38 pair. 38 pair ain't fail. Tracking the strategy number 2. I'm willing it down to 380, 381, 382, 383, 384, 385, 386, 387, 388, 389. Oops, 89. Now see, anything with a 3-8 come in and you box it, you win. But see, when I won by tracking again, I knew that 338 had not fallen all year. So that's why I based my bet. When this hit, I loaded up on the 338 and it came in. I can target numbers then because I know what's going on with them. And then if you can play, and it's imperative that you track the pairs even if you can't play the front pair and back pair to make up your number that you're playing. Then when I realized, another thing I had realized, that the 3-8 front hadn't failed, the 3-8 back hadn't failed, the 8-3 front back had 3-8 front hadn't failed. Let me get this right. And the 8-3 back hadn't failed. Okay, so I knew those hadn't failed. So that if I bet this, if I can't do this for $5, which is 50-cent box, I'll just take my, which will cover all of the numbers. I'll take my chances and increase my odds by engaging the 3-8 with just $2 bet and play these 50-cent front and back pair. Even if you can't play them though, you still need to know about them. The front and back pair. So when that 338 came in, I had wheeled it. But if I couldn't have wheeled it, I would have definitely did the 338 on the front and the back, and the 8-3 on the front and the back, because I know they hadn't fallen. So any number that would have came with the 3-8 with it on the front or the back, I would load up on this 338, which it came 383, and I won. See, you know, you have a strategy and a skill set. I knew that 3-8, one of those had to come. If this ain't hit in 120 some days, the 3-8 pair hadn't hit. See, me personally, when a number take a long time, I ain't worried. I'm licking my chops because I know working with the law average, that number got to show up, or that column got to hit. And if it go, I mean, anything can happen, but it ain't happened yet with ain't no column hit all year on my system. That has not happened for me anyway. Now I know it ain't happened. So the longer a column takes, the better I'm looking. I'm better for me because I'm looking at it, working with the law of average, and then I'm studying what numbers and how I'm going to play off of that column. Um, and it gives you an idea how long it really take for these numbers to hit. It gives you an idea of tracking. Um, let's see. And that's pretty much on that one. Because any of these numbers can take a long time to come, but you don't know it if you didn't track it. Because if you was playing this 38 and you wasn't tracking, and you started playing a number with a 38 in it, it took you 4 months almost for a 38 number to hit. So a number with 38, you was just throwing it out the window instead of building your bucket list of the numbers you know ain't hit yet. That has a more likelihood of coming in than the 38, because you should always be looking at building your bucket list of numbers. Like I said here, these my bucket list of numbers for the rest of the year. I don't really see a triple that I'm still playing the 8s and the 3s. That's going to be my only triple, but I don't see a triple anymore that I would be playing for the rest of the year. They might come, but it won't be one that I'm looking at other than the 3s and the 8s, because than the 3s and 8s, because already for Illinois, only front and back on a double, and they have, I'm pretty sure BLC Mike can double check that for me if he wants. It's the 5 on the front and the 4 on the back. So I'm definitely playing 5-5-0. I'm definitely playing that as my bucket list. And this 4-4, those are the only doubles for the whole year. I haven't seen that. So you're gonna see a lot of different things every year as you're tracking and building your skill and your skill set, your strategy and your skill sets. Them for the June and July with August, and these are the only doubles that's left that ain't played. Is usually 4 or 5 of them or 6 of them that ain't played this like this already. But they didn't. Illinois plays a lot of doubles. That's all I can say. And they play a lot of doubles. They really do. They play a lot of doubles. And these my front pairs and back pairs I'm looking at to try to hit when I hit straight. Like I can mate up. You could say this 2-0. I know it came 206 already, but I would mate up 2-0 on the front and 02 on the back. My number would be 202 or 208, because I know the 08 ain't fell on the back. Or this 17 is one of my plays. It didn't play all of 2017. This 17 front, I would look at if I was going to play a number and play it on a consistent basis. Once I put it in my bucket list, I play 175 and 176 straight box. That would be my straight box daily carry number. If I decide to make that my daily carry, and I'll just stick with it. And also, I would play the 17 50 cent front. I play the 75 50 cent back and the 76 50 cent back. Now, if the 75, a number hit on the back of the 75 and on the back of the 76, I'll load up on the 176 and the 175 that I'm playing. I ain't jumping on and off numbers because I know why I'm playing that 175 and that 176. Because the front or the front of the backs of them ain't played, or the 17 ain't played. Like I told you, I'm playing that 3-4-1 because off of column 7, I know that it and its opposite ain't failed, the 8-9-6 like that. You can start building strategy. Let's see, 7-3. I look up like the 7-3 on the front ain't played. Hook it up straight. I'd be looking at 7-3-5 on 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 playing it to see if the last time it came, if it been 6 months or 9 months or ever on the sheets, or if the 7-3-5 ain't played at all, I definitely would add it to my bucket list. And if it's opposite, the 2-8-0 ain't fail at all, like that. That's how you start building your strategy and skill sets, just by looking. Not having to do a whole lot of adding, tic-tac-toe, date sum, grills, flipping, movers, and looking for patterns. You just putting the numbers together. Let's see, 6-1, 6-1, no, 6-1. Let's see, what other number you can made up, 7-3. I already said 7-3-5. Like this 2-4-4, they play 1-4, or 1, was it? 4-4-1. Like I would be looking at this 2-4-4 I could made up. Especially as I get farther in the year and I see that the 2-4-4 ain't played at all. I now know how to play it straight if I decide to add it to my bucket list. Not guessing. 2-4-4. What other? And then also you have this 06, 06 2 and 06-8. If I see these ain't played all year, or if I want to play it straight, that's my straight or how I would play it. That's how I win and hit my numbers exact. Because I use the numbers I know definitely ain't played on the front and definitely ain't played on the back. And then I play this 068 and this 062 and this 068. I play it 50 cent front or dollar front, however you want to play it. If you ain't spending a lot of money, you can play 50 front, the 06, and you play the 62 50 back and the 68 50 back. So anything come, even though if it ain't the 062 and the 068, anything with the 06 on the front come, then I know what two numbers I'm gonna load up on. I'm gonna load up on the 062 and 068. See, this everything I play will be based off of this principle, off of these my bucket list, fronts and backs. And again, for Illinois evening draw now, no guesswork, no guess numbers. And here's my numbers right here. And they hit. Like I said, the 885 just hit, and this number came first of the month, 477. And I put them up to play in August. So, and August ain't through yet. All right. Any questions? I think yeah. Let's see what else we might cover here while we on here. Make sure this phone don't die out on me. Let's see before it dies out, because we've been on here a little while. If there's anything else I don't want to miss. Now, this is a little extra sheet here, too. You might want to look at it. What I did is, even though the other sheet, I wanted to put the doubles in an organized manner. So at a glance, I knew what double and its opposite hadn't played. So I took all the doubles and put them in organized manner, fours. So if I had a column, one of these columns ain't hit, say none of these four groups of four ain't hit in 6 months, that would be my four doubles I would pick up. Because see the opposites here? The 011, the 110, the 556, and the 665. If nothing falls off that column in the middle of the year, these would be my four numbers I'm going to pick up from tracking on the doubles. I wouldn't just be playing any doubles. In any, like here. Like I said, alphabet, I knew that last year the 005 and the 550 hadn't played. Just by looking at this, you know everything going on with every one of those doubles for the whole year off of one sheet. And their opposites off of that one sheet. Don't need to whip out no calculator or none of that. Usually what I do, I'll take pictures of this sheet, and when I'm not doing nothing, thumb through it in my phone of all the sheets, and just look at it and study it a little bit to make sure I don't skip nothing or miss anything. But I like I said, I already put all the numbers together that I was gonna play and while I'm playing them. Like here you got 2 months. You'll have 2 months of data. Right here you got really 3 months of data. You can glance back at a glance. 1, 2, 3, and not be guessing none of the numbers. All right, family. I think I'm get off of here and call it quits today. I hope if you got any questions, anybody got any questions before we get off? All right, family. So play them till they come, make that money, y'all. Peace and love. God bless. And if you're tracking, you'll soon be packing to Lucky Town. What's going on with this phone?